In inZOI, Krafton's ambitious all-in-one life simulator, you aren't a god, but rather an omnipotent office worker performing HR for miniature worlds under the tutelage of an adorable cat overlord. In addition to managing the needs and relationships of customizable avatars called ZOIs, you'll also be able to build a metropolis with bespoke homes, businesses, and public parks, too. On top of that, a slew of complications like citywide mood sliders, weather conditions, and the potential for wild animals juice up your all-seeing agenda, leading to a sumptuous simulation full of Moorish chaos. It's a gorgeous, formidable, system-filled world that, as of right now, still feels a little hollow. Before jumping into the deep end on our first day on the job, inZOI ushered us in with a slick, hyper-realistic character studio that, if time permitted, could have easily swallowed the entire preview session. There was plenty of pushing and pulling as we warped our avatar's facial symmetry with incredible freedom. Like a kid making a beautiful monster out of Play-Doh. Soon enough, any sincere attempts to create a stylish virtual self-portrait disappeared as we stumbled onto all of the ZOI presets crafted by other creators. Nightmare fuel recreations of cultural icons like Shrek and handsome Squidward. You'll choose the character's gender expression, age range, and personality traits before getting stuck into inZOI's holistic anatomical putty parlor, with each fine-tuned detail contributing to your ZOI's genetic makeup. inZOI's fashion suite is also a tour de force of customizable streetwear and abundant accessories. Here, we could pick a cute top or skirt and adjust its length and color using a rainbow palette, recreating our favorite archival fashion aesthetics like McBling and indie sleaze with ease. And we were pleased to see that inZOI's sizable wardrobe is not only refreshingly modern, but mostly androgynous too. There is an unfortunate elephant in the room though, and that's inZOI's integration of generative AI. Players can upload a custom design to apply to their avatar's clothing or toy with the plentiful built-in settings. However, a separate button opens up a prompt box where you can input word salad and receive a synthographic digital pattern based on your request. While it's not all that surprising to see, given current technological trends, it does put a damper on what we feel is a compelling and inspiring character creator. It would cultivate a better community for inZOI if everyone were compelled to flex their unique visions, design skills, and cultural milieu to make and share cool textures for other players to use rather than allowing a machine to speedrun creativity for them and produce shabby work. Once we had completed my household, we were thrust into inZOI's soul-inspired city, Doan, ready for our digital character to embed themselves in this impeccably dressed world. Unfortunately, it was here that we could start seeing the seams of this ambitious project. inZOI's open world is enormous, but feels very early. It's chock full of intersecting people, places, and activities, but despite having so much to do, a haunting emptiness persists in the background, one that needs remedying before the game's full release. Starting in our ZOI's brand new apartment, they pottered around their gorgeous digs, cooking a frittata and chatting with their roommate. Communication in inZOI is divided between love, friendship, and business. And as soon as you start to talk, you can cycle through the different categories, prodding the relationships in your desired direction. Throughout, the ZOIs bantered in a Simlish adjacent style of speech that was made especially for the game. It's a convincing package of interactions at first glance, even if the movement sometimes feels abrupt and goofy between activities. The physicality of a ZOI's animation often makes up for this, though. I was enamored by how they acted when performing specific tasks, like cooking. As my ZOI meandered around the house, they took a few selfies before spending a lengthy amount of time on the toilet. Perhaps that frittata was a mistake. Either way, it was time to take my Zoe on the road, so we left the apartment to see what was outside. In the open world, our Zoe could walk the length and breadth of the city with barely any barriers. And as city overlord, we could also instantly tinker with the environment settings, turning the pristine and sunny landscape into a post-apocalyptic nightmare with just a few clicks. Even with the occasional bout of texture pop-in, we were thoroughly impressed by how free we were to mold Dawan and torment the people of my world, and how intuitive it felt to do so. To balance out the complete freedom you're given, friction in inZOI stems from the karma system, which tallies your Zoe's actions and punishes them when they do bad things. Performing a social faux pas like littering or theft could cause your social standing to drop, with other Zoes starting rumors about your misdeeds. We also secretly farted next to another Zoe, which almost definitely made an impact too. Much of inZOI feels borderless and determined to get out of your way, so it's great to see explicit boundaries to consider, even if the specifics of these systems are still a mystery to us. With my time running out, we dove into the build mode, filling our Zoe space with indiscriminate assets. Cycling through a collection of menus, we could easily shift the position of doors, build new walls, and add pre-made furniture. You can also modify the open world environment in a similar fashion as well. Through this system, you can tweak almost every detail of a piece of furniture too, from the wood type to how glossy you want it to be, or, if you wish, upload one of the aforementioned custom textures instead. It feels like an excellent foundation for criteria-based building challenges, and we'd love to try outfitting a low-budget or tiny square foot home with the available mechanics. inZOI's world is extremely beautiful, but somewhat empty in motion, permeated by a lack of grounding lore. It can sometimes feel like a playable version of a high-end real estate render or a picture-perfect Pinterest board. It does paw toward a playful narrative with its cat mascot and AR company framework. Still, it doesn't transfer that same magical realist charm to its more minor interactions to imbue them with a sense of meaning or humor. But we're still a while off the full game, and I'm hopeful it can carve out a chaotic corner for itself in this ever-fascinating and difficult genre. A space ripe for innovation, which inZOI plans to evolve. For more on inZOI, don't miss our recent exclusive gameplay trailer, as well as the Gamescom trailer. And for everything else in the world of video games, stick with IGN.